So I wanted to come on because I had a dream last night. Mind you, they're blocking my visions and shit, right? My downloads. However, I had a dream about I was roller skating, right? And then I got lost. And then all of a sudden it looked like a ditch, right? Like under a bridge or some shit like that. I went in there, and next thing you know, I'm looking around, and it turned out to be a body of a giant's body. Okay, so mind you, it looked fresh, not fresh where it still had skin, but fresh to where it still had like pieces of organs and shit. Pieces, barely. But it looked young. I mean, it looked fresh. Okay. Then I remembered that I saw this video maybe a year, 2 years, some shit like that, a couple years ago, of a man who, I don't know if it was in Montana. It was somewhere in the mountains somewhere. And the mountain had opened. He said that the mountain had opened and something came out like with its head, like it was a giant supposedly. And then next thing you know, I think he ran or some shit, whatever, right? And then when he started noticing, all of a sudden there was black cars everywhere, like CIA people trying to block, and they would follow him and shit. But he made that video, right? It came up and everything. But yeah, so I had spoken about the government having a whole bunch of shit that we don't know about. I mean, some people don't know. I mean, I know. You know how they say, oh, we have another world over there in the Arctics and shit? They have this camp. It's like a camp, bitch, where they have all of their experiments or even things that they have cloned and found from back in the day. And that's why they're stuck there. They don't know any better. It's like the children that are born into, to do some fuck shit. They don't know any better. They think that that's normal because that's an everyday thing for them. And yeah, shit like that. So there are, obviously we know that they existed, bitch. That's how the fallen angels came about. And just imagine, there's things that they have found that there's proof, right? How come we haven't found a whole full body, bitch? You can't hide that shit. They're huge. I mean, if the dinosaurs existed and shit, and they're talking about that, why wouldn't they talk about the angels, you would say, right? Because that's why they had all these people do, your DNA testing, go and then it dawned on me yesterday when they were talking about that. I said, the only person who did that ancestor DNA shit was my brother, which is my stepbrother. But that's probably how, not, mind you, they already knew who I was since I was little because they were handling me and shit. But with the ancestry shit, that was barely done a couple of years ago, maybe like 10 years ago, some shit like that, because my brother did it. So shit like that. Okay, so that's one thing that I dreamed, and like I said, it exists. There's people with records and shit of it, but the government doesn't want nobody to know why they existed, bitch. We all, just like the aliens exist and shit like that, so did these things, right? So why not talk about it? Anyway, so that's one. Number two, I had spoken about me wanting to, I guess, work with somebody, bitch. You need to call me, because I had spoken about, the Mercury to shift into something else, right? Into shapes that you could control, right? With any kind of nanobot or whatever the fuck case may be. So those are my ideas, bitch. So give me my money. Other than that, I also saw, mind you, if you have me like this, like freely like this, I could speak on anything. So anybody can take that information and run with that shit. But if it comes out, bitch, I want my fucking money. Mind you, you don't know who's going to take it. Whether it's going to be another country, whether it's going to be whatever. Because I know I'm being fucking watched. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing is that I saw a plane, like one of those army planes that looked like a bat, right? Kind of like that. But it was invisible. Okay? And I know they already came up with something like that. It's like a mirror, right? It's like a mirror kind of a thing. And the thing is, it wasn't a mirror. It was something else. It's something that can disappear or look like it's not there, right? You know, just like they were talking about the radar situation. Not that. I'm talking about the actual plane itself would just disappear and appear, like with a switch, appear and disappear. I saw that. I saw the Mercury morphing into shit. I saw that mirror situation though is really dangerous as well, because you can pretend just like the spiritual people, they morph into shit, they cloak themselves, and basically it's like a cloak, and it appears wherever, right? And yeah, and that thing also can shift. Like if you put some work into that shit can be invisible, that shit could shift, like morph into shit, a lot of things, right? So like I said, I don't know why I had to speak on this shit. And I realized this morning that's why they don't want me to go nowhere. They don't want people to see me or know me. Mind you, I already know there's people after me trying to kill me because of the information that I know, right? But I still have to speak it out. And the only thing I have realized is that I need to get in contact with people that are going to not only make this work or evolve, because I was talking shit about Mr. Elon here. Like, I agree with what he's doing. The only thing I don't agree on is making robots to fuck your husband and fuck your wife and fuck your, that kind of shit. Other than that, military kind of shit, now I get it. You got to defend your country and shit. But that is what I don't. And then having the babies, like a fucking robot having your kids and shit. Evolution is evolution, but you can't get rid of humanity completely. Like, that's not right. Shit like that. So, yeah, again, I just had to come on and say that. But like I said, the people who have the power to do some shit, they need to fucking, like that man said, I want to get hired. Obviously, if you're watching me and you're stealing my ideas and shit and running with them, I want my money. That means I'm part of your fucking workload, bitch. So I'm not CEO, bitch. So give me my money. And again, if you got me freelancing out here like this, you don't know who's going to take that information. You don't know if the fucking other, and maybe it already exists. And I'm speaking about it so people could kind of know that. So whatever case may be, bitch, both scenarios or whatever, I'm just speaking what it is. So, yeah.